Welcome. Happy hump day. Happy hump day. It's Wednesday, and everyone's going to be happy because it's hump day. That means we only got 2 days left, and then it's the weekend, and we can party and have fun. Although, Mike, what happened? What happened?
What do you mean, what?
I said happy hump day, and you're like, I'm like, what are you trying to do, John Cena? Oh. Dun, 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 dun. Come on now. What the hell?
No.
Yeah.
Oops, that's the wrong button. No, this is why my face is this way. Buttons, they all suck.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Why do they suck now?
I almost pulled a Binks on you. Luckily, I didn't, but I
almost did. Yeah. You mean when we did the review to Deadpool, first 5 seconds, beep, which I'm like, oh, thanks. Thanks.
That can't be monetized.
I'm like, thanks, Binks. Much love, Binks. I appreciate it. Yep.
Good old Binks. Yep.
Oh, yeah, good old Binks. I mean, he's always getting us in trouble. So, if you haven't figured it out yet, I am your host, Kai, here on Kai Dragon Media, with my co-host, the Lord of the Ewoks, TFG1 Mike of Geekcast Radio, because he is the Lord of Ewoks. I mean,
it's only because of all of this, unfortunately.
Hey, yeah, well.
Once this is gone, you can just call me Curly.
Oh, I will find a new name for you once it's shaved. It's just like, you know what? Hey, it fits. Hey, Ewoks are cool. Really. That was like one of the last good things left in Star Wars. I mean, there is no saving Star Wars at this point now. We had fires in space, and we had life being created with the Force, and we had really bad writing in Acolyte. Oh, and Kathleen Kennedy saying that she wants to leave Star Wars on a big win. Here's my response to that.
Yeah.
I just don't think that's gonna happen.
No.
I don't have much faith in it.
Yeah, so the crazy thing is, so we did the Deadpool Wolverine thing last time.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, it was also San Diego Comic-Con. And I saw most of the Disney... Oh, no, not San Diego Comic-Con. I'm sorry. It was D23 that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
D23 is Disney's own expo. It's the same thing that every other friggin' company does. Like, oh, we're not all going to go to San Diego. We're all going to go have our own stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of like what happened with E3.
E3's been trashed since 2005, so
but shortly after that, Nintendo went and did their own thing, Sony did their own thing, all of them, Bethesda did their own thing. I mean, at the end of the day, it was just like, you know what, we're gone, bye, see ya.
So Disney owns both Marvel and Lucasfilm, Star Wars, whatever.
Yeah.
D23, Marvel everywhere. Everywhere you looked, there was a Marvel panel, there was a Marvel event, there was Marvel news. Not a single thing of Star Wars, barely any Star Wars there. Mm-hmm. Like, nothing. Like, there was supposedly a Mando and Grogu trailer.
Mm-hmm.
I have yet to see it on the official Star Wars YouTube channel. I have not seen it in any other means, if it even exists, kind of thing. And okay, you go to any convention, you're going to want some sort of convention, like you go for a limited experience type of thing. But I'm sorry, trailers and teasers and things like that, those are not meant to be convention exclusive. Like, put it on YouTube already and let the entire world see it and let us judge it as it is. As it was, whatever. So yeah, but no, D23 was all Marvel all the time because Deadpool and Wolverine was that weekend. And I'm kind of looking forward to what Marvel has coming soon.
Well, from what I heard through the grapevine, especially going through X and looking at posts and stuff, since Deadpool and Wolverine scored really big, they may be booting out a lot of the writers and stuff because they realize that if you're going to make money, you need better writing. You're going to make better You need better writing. You need to have a better plan. So who knows?
Yeah, sure.
But the problem is they've already got a lot of this stuff in production and in place. So unless you're going to reshoot the whole movie or whatever, you're probably not looking at till probably phase 7 or whatever the hell it is, or the new Avengers. The Avengers stuff will probably almost reboot everything.
Yeah, that's
if we're
definitely
fair.
the plan.
If we're being fair, that's probably what is going to reboot everything.
Yeah, Doomsday. Well, and Secret Wars is the huge comic line. It's the huge comic story of how the whole thing and McGillicuddy and whatever else. But yeah, Doomsday and Secret Wars is going to basically be a hard reset, and they are going to do something else for Phase 7 after the end of Phase 6. And the funny thing is, and time is weird, folks. I have a time displacement disease. I could go into what all that entails, but I won't bore you with it. I'll just say go over to geekcastradio.com, check out my article on that. But it's one of those things where I forgot when Marvel announced Phases 5 and 6. It was only 2 years ago in 2022. I thought it was longer ago than 2 years. But it was only 2 years ago when they announced Phases 5 and 6. When they teased us with Avengers this and Avengers that. I'm interested to see what the slate's going to be past those things. I'm very interested and very looking forward to What If Season 3, because we did get a teaser of that at some point this year. I forget which convention it was at, but whatever.
And Daredevil, it looks
Born Again.
Born Again does not so far look as good as the Netflix version, so we'll see how it plays. I'm hesitant because of the writing.
I've seen several things that I cannot confirm, but I've seen several, and the reason why I say I cannot confirm them is because, number one, I don't trust the sources unless I directly hear it out of the person's mouth. I've seen things on Instagram where people put up a picture of D'Onofrio as Kingpin with a quote of him saying, "Oh, well, it's going to be this and it's going to be that, and it's going to be," actually what he said was, "It's going to be more violent than the Netflix show ever was."
I don't know how that's impossible, because they wanted to PG everything. They don't even want Punisher, Mike.
I know.
Punisher's one of the characters they don't even want to have.
But he's there. He's there.
Well,
he was at several panels that I saw. Then it was all of them. It was.
Then what they have to do is understand that they can't rewrite the Punisher. They can't make him give up his guns. They can't give up being, an ex-cop and all this stuff. They're going to have to incorporate him as the Punisher. And the Punisher is like Deadpool. It is a rated R movie.
Yep.
Deadpool Warzone was amazing. Deadpool with John Travolta was as the bad guy.
You mean Punisher Warzone and the Punisher?
Yeah, the Punisher
Warzone was with the late great Ray Stevenson, and then the Punisher from 2004 was the one with Thomas Jane. And,
I couldn't think
John
of the
Travolta.
actor's name. I just remember John Travolta as the bad guy, which he played a pretty good bad guy on that one.
Oh yeah,
I like that one, but it was interesting to me because I don't really feel like, unless they give up their creative reins and let the actors, producers do their thing, and they have the right writers, it could be a train wreck. I mean, I saw an X that people are saying, well, what about Ryan Reynolds? Can he just do it all?
No.
And my thought was, no, there's no way Disney's going to give him full reign to do everything.
Oh.
I mean, that ship's... Yeah, Ivan. Yeah, we were covering that. And chat's working now, finally, folks. Chat has not been working. Chat's been acting weird again on me. But yeah, that's very true. And she wants one good win before she steps down. And yeah, she ain't going to do that. So she'll be there till she's 150 years old, 200 years old, 300 years old, or till Disney's long forgotten Star Wars or Star Wars is sold. Because the Rey Skywalker stuff is not going to be very good. Everybody said there's two things that Star Wars, the new ones, did. It divided the Star Wars community, and it also created a lot of distaste how they respected the original characters of Star Wars and Lucas's artwork, and also ruined the extended universe. So I don't know.
They didn't just ruin the extended universe. They didn't even ruin the extended universe at all. They threw it in the dumpster.
Yeah.
They said, no, we're not doing anything with the extended universe.
I would still consider that ruined because they didn't even acknowledge it. They didn't even acknowledge Lucas's script.
You can't, right. But you can't ruin the extended universe by throwing it away. You're just tossing it away. Somebody else down the line, 40, 50 years from now, can look back on this relic of awesome storytelling and say, hey, this is what's going to make us money. Let's put this into play. So it's not like they went into the extended universe, pulled like Mara Jade or whoever out of it and said, hey, here's how we're going to. No, they didn't ruin it at all. They just threw it away like yesterday's trash.
But here's the thing, too, with it is the only way they could fix it now is if they did a complete reboot.
Well, yeah, that's the point.
Complete reboot. You'd have to reboot the whole thing from start to finish and find a young actor to do Luke Skywalker again and all of them, and you'd have to redo the whole damn thing, which rebooting the original 6 is probably not something that I would even recommend. But you could also probably get away with doing after Return of the Jedi, you start over from there. Yes, it may not be the same actors as Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, and Harrison Ford, but maybe you continue it with some really good actors that are very similar to it and that can do the role. Because at this point, if you're going to try to rebuild it and you want to follow the extended universe, yes, you're going to have to do it.
So here's the thing with Star Wars. Everything they've done, EU not counting, because the EU is, like I said, thrown out like yesterday's trash. Everything they've done live action, everything they've done on the big screen and on the small screen, let's just start in number order from 1 to 6. That's the continuity. We kind of got something in between episode 3 and episode 4 with Rogue One, but Rogue One directly led up to the events of Star Wars. So you can have things happen between the movies as long as you line it up. The thing with the end of Return of the Jedi is that celebration, we win, blah, 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 blah. And then come to find out, not going back, but starting new with Mando season 1, oh, well, that's technically something else happened since the end of Jedi. And you can have stories in between. But really what they need to do is, like you said, if they're going to reboot, throw it out now. Don't do whatever 10, 11, and 12 were supposed. I remember George Lucas in interviews from years ago said something originally, his original full draft of Star Wars was 12 acts. Was all this stuff. And so we've got 1 through 9 so far for the films. We don't have 10, 11, and 12 yet. I honestly hope to God we never get it. We don't need it. Like you said, you're going to have to recast actors anyway. You're going to have to do this. There's only so much CGI. Look, Mark Hamill, great guy as far as I know in the entertainment industry kind of thing. I don't care about his political whatever. I don't care. The way he entertains people, the way he acts as an actor, I'm fine with. That's fine. But the dude is getting up there in age. Carrie Fisher, may she rest in peace. She's been gone, almost 8 years? Yeah, it's 2016 like that, she passed. Yeah, she's been gone for a long time. And Harrison's retired. Like, he's not coming back. He's always hated Han Solo. Yeah, he's never liked that
because everybody
character.
Always took him as Han Solo, and that was it. And at the end of the day, he didn't want to be remembered as Han Solo. He wanted to be known as Indiana or any other of his characters, and he really hated that. But that's not.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, okay, do other things, do other stories, create new character. Like Din Djarin, perfect example. Mandalorian, yes, he is a Mandalorian. He's part of the Mandalorian culture or whatever, but he is a new character. He's not just hey, let's take this from this outtake from 40 years ago and try to make something of it. It's a new character. It's a new story. It's a new this. It's a new that. You can do that with Star Wars. It's okay.
Yeah. So, Disney itself is finding themselves in so much interesting, chaotic hell. I mean, they're tearing up their theme parks, putting in new stuff that they don't want. And it's been really wild just looking at how much they're deteriorating. And I really kind of hope that at some point Marvel gets sold away from Disney. And I hope Lucasfilms gets sold from Disney, because neither of the company is too toxic. It's not the magical kingdom it used to be. It's not anything glorious that it even held together. It's just in shambles. And the only way I think they could fix it is liquidate.
Oh, yeah. And that's the only way.
And this is why. So this is pretty dirty shit. I don't say this really. I looked at BBC News, NBC, New York Post, CBS. I looked at all different mainstream media. I looked because I wanted to verify this before I even talked about this, because this is consequences, in my opinion, of signing contracts and agreements, and then companies doing very shady practices. So allow me to kind of cover this now.
Sure.
Disney wants wrongful death lawsuit thrown out because the plaintiff had a Disney Plus subscription account. So this is the stupidest thing I have ever seen. So the husband of a New York doctor who died shortly after dining at Disney Springs restaurant last year has accused Walt Disney Parks and Resorts of negligence in a lawsuit. Disney responded with a motion to compel arbitration rather than litigate court because he had a Disney Plus account. And apparently they're pointing to the fine print Disney Plus trial he signed up for years earlier. So what happened is they went to dinner at Disney Springs, and his wife had a high allergy to dairy and nuts, and they chose a particular restaurant because they accommodate that so you don't have allergens, and apparently she died due to allergies.
So wait, they accommodated it, but she didn't tell them?
No, she told them. So, okay, I'll read this. So the complaint. So first of all, this is from National News, NPR.
Okay.
And so this Sang-Swan was highly allergic to dairy nuts, and they chose a particular restaurant in part because of its promises of accommodating patrons with food allergies, according to a lawsuit filed in the Florida circuit. The complaint details the family repeated conversations with their waiter about Tang-Swan's allergies. The family allegedly raised the issue up front and inquired about the safety of specific menu items, and had the server confirm to the chef that they could be made allergen-free, and asked for confirmation several more times after that. When the waiter returned with Tang-Swan's food, some of the items did not have allergen-free flags in them, and Tang-Swan and Piccolo once again questioned the waiter, who once again guaranteed the food being delivered to Tang-Swan was allergen-free, the lawsuit reads. The three of them ate, and then they went their separate ways. Piccolo brought leftovers to the room while his wife and mother headed for the stores. After 45 minutes, Tang-Swan began having severe difficulties breathing and collapsed to the floor. She self-administered an EpiPen, and an observer called 911. The Piccolos, who had tried calling her multiple times, were eventually told she had been rushed to the hospital. They went to meet her, and after a period waiting, were told that she had died. The medical examiners investigating determined that Tang-Swan's cause of death was a result of asphyxiation due to elevated levels of dairy and nut in her system, according to the lawsuit. So he's seeking more than $50,000 in damages in trial by jury on all issues triable. Disney says the case should be handled out of court because Piccolo created a streaming account, Disney Plus, and said that because they agreed, it's supposed to be arbitrated with them and a neutral third party in private.
Wait. Okay. You have the restaurant incident, and I say incident loosely. She died. Hello, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Like you have this stuff at the restaurant go on. What does it matter? Like, did he set up the Disney Plus thing after she died or before she died?
It wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter, Mike.
No, I know. I understand that, but that's my point.
Matter.
Like, I know, but because, like, what does that have to do with anything?
So if you go on a Disney Carnival cruise and you slip and fall off because the deck's wet, or something happens, or you go to the Disney water park, or you go to somewhere, anywhere Disney, wherever, and you get hurt, and it's their fault due to negligence or whatever the case may be, they can say, oh, well, you have a Disney Plus account, or you signed our agreements. It's going to be arbitration now. What? That has nothing to do with having a subscription.
No damn sense.
I'm like,
oh my God.
I'm like, this is the stupidest thing I have heard. Literally, they're saying, sorry about your luck.
I cannot with the stupidity anymore. I just can't, dude.
And they're saying arbitration is considered more efficient and cost-effective method to resolve disputes in litigation. And Disney said explicitly in court documents that the main benefit of arbitration is avoiding heavy litigation costs. Yeah, at their expense. They know they're guilty.
Yeah.
I'm like, so I signed up for Disney Plus a long time ago. Yeah, a lot of people don't read the stupid fine print, but most people, when they read the fine print, also see that it's for Disney Plus, not for Disney in general. So yeah, you go to Disney, park, and one of the rides malfunctions, and it throws you out of the seat, and you land on your head. You're gonna have Disney's lawyer say arbitration.
Yeah. Not because you subscribe to this streaming service.
Because you subscribe to Disney Plus. That does not correlate with their theme parks. That is the dumbest thing I've heard.
It's separate. Yeah, it is so separate. It is so... Oh, my God. Oh.
And so they're saying the clause in the terms and condition he signed off in the account he created in the month-long trial. It was a month-long trial in 2019. Those terms which users must...
Okay. Just stop. You don't even have to tell me the rest. 2019.
Yeah.
That's 5 years ago.
Any dispute between you and us, except for small claims, is subject to class action waiver and must be resolved by individual binding arbitration. And of course, Piccolo's lawyers are saying these claims are outrageous and says that this is completely preposterous.
That has nothing to do with the fact that has nothing to do with the fact that they essentially killed his wife or whoever whatever it was. Like, hello, they didn't double, triple, quadruple tetralogy check the fact that there was no dairy or nuts in her food, and she died from eating at a Disney restaurant. It wasn't like he was
Disney is trying to...
It wasn't like he was watching the Black Cauldron on his phone. I mean...
Oh, no, it gets better. He did create a Disney Plus account on PlayStation 2019, but he believes he canceled the subscription during the trial. And he hasn't found a single charge with it after that point. And they said that they're depriving Tang Swan's estate of the right by trial, which they are, and... The notion that term agreed to by a consumer when creating a Disney Plus free trial account would forever bar that consumer's right to a jury trial in any dispute with any Disney affiliates affiliate or subsidiary is outrageous, unreasonable, and unfair as to shock the judicial conscience, and this court should not interfere in such agreement, they wrote. Piccolo's lawyers also took issue with the process, saying Disney didn't raise its alleged right to arbitration early enough in the proceedings. They shouldn't be arbitrating. It's a Disney Plus subscription. It's not the theme parks. It's not any of this. They literally are trying to scam these people to save money.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna stop the presses, and because my eye is literally going to bulge out of my head if we continue to no.
So mention this, Mike. You can't go to Disneyland or Disney World or anything now. If you get hurt on at Disney, you signed a Disney Plus contract.
Okay, first of all, okay, we're gonna get into this now, apparently. And I'm sorry, Ivan or anybody else in the chat, I'm not looking at the chat right now because I have to concentrate on this. How did they know? How did they know that he was a Disney Plus subscriber?
They probably looked
in the fucking restaurant. Like, I mean, like, okay, so folks, we're gonna stop the presses here. No more news tonight. And we're going to welcome Kai to his nightmare, which was an actually awesome time that he and his mom... Yeah, no.
Mike's
news. I'm done. Fuck it. Done. Done. Ivan, whatever you want us to cover for news, we'll cover it next week. So, Alice Cooper, let's go.
Mike, are you going to be okay?
Alice Cooper, let's go.
Is it because I told you about that? Hey, you just signed it too, so you go to Disney World?
I haven't been to Disney World since 1995, and I have no interest
alarming
in ever
fact,
going back.
They said there's probably about 150 million subscribers. They're going to go back on everybody now, anytime something happens, and say, arbitration! Because you were at Disney Plus.
They're going to try to, yeah, absolutely. That is so, oh my God.
I have never heard of something so stupid. And it's so dirty. It's so Disney. Disney is not the same company that we grew up with as a kid. It is not.
I honestly don't. Okay, nowadays, yes, I agree with you. But honestly, I don't think Disney has been this. I don't think Disney has been the company we thought it was ever. Like maybe when Walt was in charge, like the first 10 or 20 years or whatever, fine. But ever since Roy Disney took over, or ever since Abigail took over, or ever since what's his name before he went off to SK&G and did the DreamWorks thing, Katzenberg, whatever. Like I don't think I don't know. I don't care. I mean, oh God,
it blew my mind. That's all I know. I saw this. You know, I had to confirm because I'm like, is this a hoax? Yeah. Is this fake news? Is this a joke? Is something not when every single media outlet is literally covering it?
If specific mainstream, like you said, New York Times, ABC, NBC, if actual,
I have validated it because I've went through all these different places.
I know you have. I'm not saying you haven't. I'm saying this isn't CBR or this isn't CosmicBook.com or whatever,
or Bounty in the Comics or all that, the information on X. Yes, I saw the article on X, but then I did my own research and I'm like, even BBC is covering it.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing you do. You find an article on X or Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or wherever, and then you go to do the research to make sure before you say anything. That's why I said earlier, with a grain of salt, about the Vincent D'Onofrio stuff I saw on Instagram, because I wasn't sure if he actually said it or not.
Yeah.
But you know, you do your research. This is why we need the actual intelligence, folks. We don't need the artificial intelligence. We need the actual intelligence. And he has actual intelligence. Kai went out and did his research. And the fact that, like you said, the BBC, NBC, New York Times, every major outlet is reporting this, there must be some truth to it. It's not just, we got this covered, because they ain't got nothing covered and we got this covered.
It blows my mind that the scary part is deep within that, if that's the way they've worded that thing, anybody goes to anybody goes to Disney and gets hurt.
Everybody.
Oh, you got a Disney Plus account. You're gonna have to arbitrate.
That's gonna screw everybody.
Somebody's
literally.
I could see a class action lawsuit against that. Yeah. Because people are signing it for Disney Plus, not to sign up for all their theme parks and stuff.
No. And again, they've said for years everything in Disney is separate.
Yes.
Okay. No, seriously. You look at the park. I'm going to say this park specifically. Magic Kingdom, one section. Epcot, one section. Not Universal.
Disneyland, Disney World, Epcot Center.
No. I'm specifically talking about Disney World in Florida. I don't care about Disneyland. I've never done anything with Disneyland, whatever. Specifically Disney World in Florida, because I went to Disney World in Florida 7 times in my life. The time I was 2 up until the time I was 15. 1995, when I was 15 years old, was the last time I was at Disney, and I've never been back since. And I have no interest in going back to Florida, and I don't have a damn interest in going to California whatsoever. But everything in Disney is separate. Magic Kingdom is one piece. Epcot is one piece. This other, what's another freaking whatever? They're all separate things. So if Disney Parks is its own umbrella, Disney Plus, which is just a streaming service to watch their content.
Yep.
Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Oh my God, dude, my head's about to explode.
Can you go?
Jesus.
Woosah.
Woosah. Like, oh God. Which that reminds me, I need to watch that movie still.
Yeah, Bad Boys 4.
The fourth one. I haven't watched the fourth one yet.
Woosah.
The dumbest thing ever. Oh my God. And at the heart of all of this, a woman died over a food allergy that they asked several times throughout the entire thing to make sure that.
Yeah.
So, Alice Cooper, how was that?
It was good. That's good.
That's the review, folks.
Okay, I was gonna say, did I just? I was just looking for a second, and Ivan is correct. Paying attention to Disney is losing your brain cell, being close to the microwave. Yeah. Has I saw a couple more articles that are saying there could be more of that stuff happening now. Anything related to Disney now, they're saying, if you had a Disney Plus or tried it, you're screwed. I just don't see that. I don't see that working. I don't see that flying. I just don't see how they can get away with that. It just.
I mean, luckily I'm safe. I'm a shut-in. I don't leave my house unless I absolutely have to, and I have a Disney Plus subscription, and I don't have any food allergies.
Well, good thing I don't plan on ever going to Disney World or Disneyland or any of that stuff anymore. It's like,
nope. It's not worth it.
No. Too much money and not enough satisfaction.
Yeah. Everybody got up in arms about Galaxy Hotel or the Edge of the Galaxy, whatever the Star Wars Edge ride thing was, whatever. Every person I have ever talked to that ever went to that stuff is like, it was just a regular hotel room. It was just a regular ride with Star Wars dressed up. Like, they could take Galaxy's Edge tomorrow and turn it into Indiana Jones falling off the Temple of Doom. Like, they could they change that at any freaking time they want. Like,
but you signed up for Disney Plus trial, Mike. That means if you fall off of it.
Yeah, if I fall off the trial, that's right. Fall off the trail. Fievel American tail. Fievel goes west. Let's go. Rescuers down under my ass.
So, okay. So we'll talk about the concert. So on Sunday I did go to the concert. So I went to see Alice Cooper. And I say for 74 years, 75 years old, man kicks ass. Still can hit those notes. Still can rock. Had a really good show. I love the part where he stabs the cameraman that's bothering him with a metal pipe. That one was good. And then where his daughter comes out on stage with the whip and stuff, and she's trying to smack him with it, and of course it's all choreographed and stuff, so she does all the choreography with it and stuff, so it's really cool. It was fun. And then of course she came back later on the show and had him beheaded. So every show Alice Cooper gets beheaded. And then they pick up his head from the container and he holds up and they sing "I Love the Dead." It's one of the songs.
Nice.
It was pretty cool. They always do that one, and they usually if somebody's retiring in the rock industry, especially from that era, they'll do an Alice Cooper send off where it's like they execute him. They did it with Motley Crue, but then Motley Crue came back or whatever, and so he still does everything, and I got to meet him face to face. And
awesome, very cool.
Let me tell you, he's a very down-to-earth guy. He's very witty, very funny. I really liked. He's the type of guy I think I would like to sit there for just 10 hours and interview if I could, and just learn everything about him with the industry, his history when he was doing drugs and alcohol, and then him finding God and all this and getting away from it. Because there's been a lot of articles on it and interviews, and the old saying in the 70s and 80s was die young and leave a pretty little corpse, or you choose to grow old. And he wanted to live. Same with a lot of others, and he helped a lot of musicians back in the day break their addiction to drugs and alcohol and help them find their path back. I mean, he does a lot of good for his state. I mean, he builds churches and playgrounds and all this stuff. He believes in really helping people, and he means well with what he does, unlike there's certain things coming out now in the world.
I was just about
that
to
I will not say. I will not say. No, but there is those out there that pretend to be this good guys and all this, and let's
just say this, folks. I'm glad I keep my stock in Hershey's.
Yeah, because you never know when you open that closet, all these skeletons fall out, and you're like, holy crap. Right now, I wish I had a meme of like just opening the closet and all these falling out. Yeah, because but no, he's really cool. He was down to earth. His music is fantastic. He played all the greatest hits on this one. He played everyone I think of. He even, for the first time, I've been to his concert 4 or 5 times now. He finally brought out his snake from the 80s when he did Poison and he did all those, and I was like, holy shit. I was like, this is cool. So you see the snake moving in his hands and he's holding it up, and I'm just thinking, this is so cool, because I never got to see him all this. I was telling Mom one day, I said, one of these days I hope he brings the snake back just for one song or something, because I never got to see some of those old shows where he did have the snake around him most of the time and stuff. And it was really, really good show. I mean, from start to finish, every song he played was a hit. He didn't do any new songs on this tour. Normally he has 1 or 2 new songs that he does, but this time around, it was pretty much his hits. School's Out, I'm 18, Elected, No More Mr. Nice Guy, Poison, Snake Bite, Hey Stupid, and Welcome to My Nightmare, which is one of my favorite songs, and kind of fits the whole idea of one of the concepts I've had for entertainment role playing was the Nightmare Dragon, which is kind of it's is
yep.
And then the thing about it is, I think Alice Cooper has always inspired me to come up with ideas and do things, much like he's had a massive impact on Rob Zombie.
Oh yeah,
Rob Zombie
absolutely
did a lot of his stuff based off Alice Cooper. I want to go to a show with him and Alice Cooper together one of these times.
That would be cool.
But it was interesting. So one of his introductions was the newsletter saying that he was banned in the state. I read up on that because Mom was telling me about this, and she said that's a real thing. I said, it was? So in the 70s, because he's always been known as the a shock jock, kind of horror theater that he does with his songs, even early on. States pushed to ban him from coming to their state because, and hey Gawky, how you doing, buddy? So they banned him. So they banned him from coming to a lot of different states because a lot of Christian groups at the time did not like that and thought it was satanic and horrible and stuff. So they convinced the government to ban it. I guess some point it got overturned. I didn't read that deep into it, but I think it was probably because, hey, it's the First Amendment, free speech will always trump all over religion. You can't just basically silence people, which is something that I think this country's forgot. You can't just silence people for what they do. So with that said, I think that's when you
can't do that, but some people need to be silenced.
Well, no, nobody.
Some evil people out there.
I disagree on that because here's the thing, Mike. If you take away one voice, then you've created a path to take away any other voice. It's a slippery slope. It is. And that's the thing, and that's why I believe, and without finishing the research on that, I believe that's why they overturned it in those states, basically saying, because you have the right to creative expression with your musics and songs and all that. So being all seriousness about it, I don't think anybody should be silent, no matter how much I disagree, no matter how I think they're a prick, no matter if it's misinformation, disinformation, or whatever the case may be. I think the one most sacred thing we have is the right to free speech. Whether it's good or bad doesn't mean speech doesn't have consequences. Songs don't have consequences. I mean, all songs, all those songs have consequences and stuff like that. So you may, like, for example, if you've been banned in a state because of your songs, you can't do that. And as they say, the best disinfectant is always in sunlight. So, I mean, I don't agree with that because a lot of times people will go into the shadows or they'll start bootlegging music and stuff like that. It's something you can't, in my opinion, with the free speech, is something that you can't take away. And that's persistent music even. I mean, think of how many people went nuts about Marilyn Manson music in the 90s. Think about, mean, every generation has had something happen when it comes to music. Look at how bad they were mad at Eminem in the 90s too, and how they were trying to silence him. How in the 2000s, how courts were trying to say his music was a bad influence on everybody. They tried to silence him. It's just something you can't. That's why I feel like the First Amendment, free speech, is important. But there is consequences for it too.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's always been consequences.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But that's why I'm always iffy on that, because man, there's people I think are complete idiots, and I don't want to hear them. But at the same time, if I can speak,
they still so can they.
And that's really fair. I mean, Gok says that just allows the worst voices and ideas to persist. I'm not sure where that fell into the conversation, Gaki.
Probably when I said they should be silenced, most likely.
That's what I was thinking too.
I'm specifically speaking of a specific person that we are actively rolling over and not talking about here.
Yeah, I know it's not politics. I know it's not that, but still, regardless, Mike, that's why I just don't believe in that.
No. I'm not talking about the politics of it all. No.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the YouTube of it all.
Yeah, I get it. But the thing is, all of them have the right, but they also have the right to fall from their choices and actions. And I would rather see somebody fall from their choices and actions and either learn and redeem themselves or completely fall into the abyss by their own actions, not by somebody banning them, not by somebody taking away their voice, but watching their own actions create that downfall. That's it. That's how it should be.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And so, but that was interesting learning that even back in the 70s and 80s and 90s, just how crazy people got over music and trying to silence singers and everything. It actually blows my mind. But I do remember that because I remember, hell, they used to think D&D was the devil back in the day.
Yep.
They tried to ban D&D. They thought it was some cult stuff.
Yeah, content censorship in the 70s and 80s was crazy.
Yeah.
It really, really was.
Yeah, it still exists in some form today, and it's an interesting time. But I learned something from going to that concert that I never thought, and because I didn't quite get the reference until after, because I really didn't know that something happened in the 70s. Who the hell would have thought that?
Yeah.
And Gaki says there's an intersection with power when revelation takes 3 years to come out and have consequences.
That's true.
That is true. I mean, it's I don't know. It's hard to say, but I don't.
Yeah.
I just, in my opinion, with music and your opinions and stuff, I think everybody should have an opinion. I mean, if somebody wanted to call me fat tomorrow, that's their opinion. I don't care. If somebody wants to say I'll never succeed, who are they to me? It don't matter. It's all about what I feel like I want to do and my strive and to build stuff and be creative and things like that. That's what makes it the most important thing. And that's one thing I think we've forgotten. I mean, do words hurt? Sometimes they do.
Absolutely.
Do voices hurt sometimes? Yeah, sure. But for me, I just cannot see any other path than being able to have free creative expression. Because it's just sacred. Because think of how many things in the last several decades was thwarted or attempted to be banned because they didn't like the game, or they didn't like the music, or they didn't like somebody's opinion on it, or it's. And there has to be dialogue.
Yeah, there has to be.
There has to be dialogue. There always has to be. So, and that's why I'm glad, today, my generation, and those younger still get to enjoy Alice Cooper. They still get to enjoy D&D. They still get to enjoy Marilyn Manson or Rob Zombie or any of the shock jocks out there. I mean, hell, even Howard Stern. He used to be a massive shock jock back in the 80s and 90s. I mean, he used to be one of those guys that it's like, what will he say next? He was hated back in the day. He was hated, but
I remember.
He had the right to do that stuff just as much as anybody else for the whole shock.
Well, and again, specifically to Howard, that was also a portion of the entertainment censorship part, because Pig Vomit wanted to have him be the normal radio DJ, the one that wasn't going to go for the jugular kind of thing, and that's not what
or have those fun
was.
Dialogue talk shows. I mean, everything's been innovative. I mean, even today, there's I want to do it, improve this talk show, but we have to fall within the lines of YouTube or wherever else it be. So you still have to maintain that. You still got to play within the rules, but it doesn't mean that my creative expression is entirely restricted either. Or ways to engage the audience, or ways to give people hope, or ways to make you laugh. That's not been severely restricted. It's just within the confines of it. So you have to figure out to get around those confines the best you can. And sometimes it, it's like I said on X, I don't care about what a person's political beliefs are. I believe that, we should be happy. And, my goal is to inform and also to try to inspire. That's why I do the gardening channel. That's why I, do that. Because there's a lot of dark times going on in our history right now. And you need that positive outlier. And there is a lot of great people I have met in this community that I love and call friends. They're my family. That's just how it is. And to me, that's the most important thing you can have.
Absolutely.
It really is. And a lot of those guys built their fans and their audience and their family and stuff through all that. Hell, even fun fact, don't know if you know this, but Hollywood Vampires was created by Alice Cooper in 2012. Johnny Depp is part of Hollywood Vampires.
Very cool.
It was a name to honor those that died young from alcohol and stuff. There's a lot of I think Ringo was in it. Whole bunch, and they played a lot in Europe. And so if I ever got a chance to go to Europe, I'd want to catch a Hollywood Vampire show, especially with Johnny Depp, because I hear he's really good at songs, and Alice Cooper all in one show. The reason
you better catch that show. You better catch that show at night, because during the day they'll just explode.
Well, apparently the reason I got into this is because when they introduced everybody at the end, he brought up this guitarist that's a Hollywood vampire that's in the 60s. It's like, what the hell's a Hollywood vampire? And then down the rabbit hole I went out on Google afterwards, and I was like, okay, this is pretty cool.
Oh, this is pretty cool.
I'm like, okay, okay, I dig it. This is pretty cool. And so, it's one of those things. So we're getting poll. So with 5 votes, which is basically a 2-3 split, 40% say yes, Disney, Star Wars can recover and make money, and 60% say no. So
yeah,
if I had bigger numbers, I would be curious to see where that polling derived later. But it's still interesting just how
I don't think okay, can they reboot and start new and not be stuck in the Skywalker whatever? Yeah, sure, fine. Like I said before, we have Mandalorian, we have this, we have that. We don't have to do Skywalker stuff. They could reboot and redo that. Like you said, they shouldn't redo the whole original trilogy, whatever. But if they wanted to do something like, they could. Whether they should or not is another question. But it's just one of those things where I said no, because the problem is that Star Wars wants to tell stories in a way that politics has to be at the forefront. That's not how you should approach storytelling. Like, you can have, look at, I'm going to call it episode 4 of New Hope, but 1977's Star Wars. Was there political stuff in that movie? Yes, but it was to the movie story, like the Galactic Senate and the Galactic Empire and the good versus the evil and the this and that. Yeah. But that had nothing to do with whatever was going on in 1977 in Washington, D.C. Right. Like, maybe there was certain things in the movie that maybe had an allegory kind of thing, but I don't think so. but like again, fictional, like Ben Affleck said in Jay and Silent Bob, fictional characters. Like, come on, people.
You can't be fictional anymore. Has to be real life.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Everything's so serious. Why so serious? Speaking of which, did you watch the trailer at all for Joker 2?
Nope.
It looks like confirmed almost just gonna be a musical, so I don't know. I'm not been a big fan of musicals. But
I do not care about what DC is currently doing. I'm more interested to see once Gunn takes over and he pulls the trigger on the new DC Universe stuff. I'm more interested in that than whatever this leftover remnants of Joaquin Phoenix Joker is and whatever else. I did watch the trailer for Craven though. That looks good. The first Sony production since Spider-Man 2 that actually has my interest. I like Spider-Man 3, but I know that's not a popular opinion. Which is fine, but it is what it is.
Speaking of which, Disney Plus is also, we got some more dismal Disney going on here.
Okay, clownfish.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to steal that line because I mean,
no, it's
but Disney is also talking about raising their price about $2 each for their Hulu and their Disney Plus service, and that includes their ads and their non-ads. It's like,
well, that's the thing. They've done this whole new thing now where a brand new Disney bundle. It's Disney Plus, Hulu, and Max all in one. Which kind of is strange to me.
It's literally a cable bundle.
I know it's a cable bundle, but it's strange to me that Max is in it because Max is Warner Brothers.
Probably going to split a percentage of it. That's how they're doing it.
And see, that's what I'm thinking. Like you were saying earlier in the show about how you think that Disney should sell off Marvel and Star Wars. Where's Marvel going to go? The craziest idea to me for where Marvel could go is freaking Warner Brothers, because you'd have DC versus Marvel
or Apple.
One company.
Apple or Microsoft
Fuck
might.
Apple. Fuck that rotten fruit company. I'm sorry.
I feel the same way about Microsoft, but it's not out. It's not out of the ordinary that Apple and Microsoft wouldn't try to grab them. I mean,
Apple I could see since they have Apple TV, but what does Microsoft have for streaming anything? Like they don't
like yet. But think of all the stuff that they've got into. So, I mean, it's a possibility. Remcross says Apple by Marvel. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. I mean, anything is within the realm of reason. But, yeah, so they're bringing their prices up $2. You know, and they had already done their price hike earlier this year. Yeah. So it's like, it doesn't feel like it's going to stop.
I mean, at the end of the day, I'm still going to pay for ad-free content because I prefer. Again,
I don't like this ad. Why do I want to pay a service for freaking ads? If I'm going to sit there and watch ads, I want it free. I don't give a damn. Right. No, I'll watch the ads if I want it free.
I agree with you. Yeah. I agree with that. But this is why I pay for ad-free content, because at 44 years old, what is this, August?
Yeah.
X number of months away from being 45 and orange.
Oh, man, no.
Yeah, get off my lawn, you idiots.
Yeah, well, you do look kind of like a Walter Matthau. I guess I'll be Don Lemon.
You can be Jack Lemmon.
Or Jack Lemmon, yeah.
Jack Lemmon, yeah. So it's one of those things where I'm over commercials. I'm over all of this. I've been paying for ad-free. Like, the shows I'm watching are not new shows. Like, I'm watching Numbers. I'm watching The Shield from FX. I'm watching Nash Bridges from CBS in the 90s. Walker, Texas Ranger. I do not need to see commercials on those shows. Knight Rider from the 80s is one of my favorite shows.
You're watching old stuff. I mean, I agree.
Yeah, exactly. I'm watching old stuff. So I would prefer, and I do.
But Mike, notice something. Yes. You just said something. What are you watching? You're watching old stuff, not new stuff.
Yep.
Old stuff.
Because the new stuff has nothing for me. Like, it has I said this, probably said this last week, and I probably said it a few weeks ago too. Here's my problem with Hollywood and new stuff. Hollywood does two things. They try new stuff, but they don't give that new stuff enough of a chance. They try that new stuff, it has this much of a chance. Whereas they have these tent poles that are like this freaking high, like Marvel and DC and Disney and whatever, that they need to keep churning the bucket on. Mm-hmm. But the new stuff doesn't get a chance to succeed. How is and I'm not a parent, I'm going to say that up front. I say that every time I talk about this. How are kids of today supposed to get into new stuff that is not franchise? How are kids supposed to have imagination today to create new things to go into the future once I'm dead and gone and dusted, kind of thing? If the tent poles are still up and the tent poles are being ruined by horrible writing. Like, again, I know this is a niche thing for...
That's why G.I. Joe and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Transformers will always be number one. If you go back to the 1980s.
Yep. And I know this is a niche thing for me, and it's a niche thing for the show here, but there was a show that NBC tried to debut. They did a 60s version. They did a 60s version. They did a 1960s. Only got 3 episodes. It was called The Playboy Club. They wanted to show the Chicago Playboy Club in the 60s, in the mid-era when Hef went to Chicago from Los Angeles. And David Krumholtz, who is Bernard on Why Is There a Quack? And don't tease me like that. Don't do that. You know better. What's wrong with you? Yeah. Stop it.
You're welcome. I had to throw you off.
That show only got 3 episodes. Okay. Mm-hmm. Another show I absolutely love. Fox left it on a cliffhanger. Drive. There was a 6-episode series called Drive back in 2007. Starred Nathan Fillion, and they left it on a cliffhanger. They never picked it back up ever again.
There's a lot of shows that they've done that with, though.
No, I know.
Even in the 80s, 90s, they've left on a cliffhanger. Either because back then the viewership was bad, but then later on they find out, oh my God, the viewership was actually better.
Does Netflix have enough money to buy Marvel? I just saw Ram's comment. I don't
know. But if Disney was going broke and it was a fire sale, everything must go. I mean, you never know.
Never know.
I mean, anything is in the realm of possibility at this point with just the way everything's going. I mean, who knows?
But it's funny that we're talking about this.
But then again, that Disney Plus agreement, when they transfer Marvel over or whatever, will that carry over to the new studios?
Nope, not going there.
Faircon says it'd be discount at this point. Oh yeah, it's very much a discount.
Yeah. They spent what, $4 billion?
Yeah.
For Lucas. They're
think so.
They're not gonna get that back if they sell Star Wars again.
It's not. It's too devalued at this point.
Yeah,
no. Same with Marvel. Look how devalued it's been getting. The only thing that saved their ass is Deadpool and Wolverine. That's it. Mm-hmm. That's why now they're Ryan Reynolds was talking about Blade needs a good send-off now too. So you may see another Blade Wesley Snipes. Because they can't seem to get a Blade together for some reason. It has to do with something with the directing or writing or something, so.
Oh. Okay, no, that's not what I
think it's like the third one or something.
Really?
Yeah.
August 31st, 2009, Disney paid $4 billion for Marvel Entertainment. And then they also they paid $8 billion for those 2 franchises.
Yeah, they went all in on it, and they did get their money back at first with the Avengers and Iron Man and Captain America and all them. But then when they went stupid, that's when they start. Or look at Star Wars Acolyte, $180 million an episode. Yet Godzilla -1 took hardly anything and made way more money. And I mean,
Africa says Disney won't sell anything. They have more money than
is
they
my
know
chat
how.
broken again? Because I don't see Safika's comment.
It just came up.
Oh,
Literally
damn it,
came
YouTube. Where the hell is my comments?
Yep, it's right there. Sees it.
I don't see. Last thing I see is Blade saying, Blade, I think, is on the 3rd director.
Yes, Blade is on a 3rd director. Yeah, Safika's came in right after that one. She says Disney won't sell anything. They have more money than they know how to spend, so they just keep acquiring more and more IPs.
Well, thanks for reading it, because I don't have the chat anymore. Now I'm worried if I'm going to start missing chat again.
That's not good, dude.
I've been having this trouble the last couple of days. I don't know why it's not loading.
I'm testing the chat to see if you see me come up.
I see that test.
But you don't see her comment that she made.
No.
That's crazy. I see your comments. Yeah. Ram, comment. Ram, do your job. Come on, Ram. You're slowing up the show. You see Ram's comment?
Is it on short?
Oh, you don't have a delay on it, do you?
No, there you go. Safka says, I see your chats. Have you tried turning off and on? Okay. Yeah, now I'm seeing Safka's chat. Rem didn't see hers either.
I was the only one that saw it? Wow, and I'm not even a moderator on this channel. Holy crap. That's crazy.
Okay. I have no idea what's going on. But yeah, I don't know.
That was weird.
Disney has like infinite amounts of money for now, as long as people buy stock.
Yeah, as long as people buy stock, but like, we always talk about how most things are gambles in life and things like that. I can't gamble on the stock market. If I'm putting my money into something, I need to put my money into whatever a sure thing might be. And I know not everything is a sure thing, but I need to know that I'm purchasing something with the guaranteed value of getting something out of it. And the stock market has never been a guaranteed value. Look, I grew up watching Trading Places. I know about the futures in oranges. Thank you.
Hey, you want to buy some pork bellies?
No, Mortimer, I don't. Thank you.
Now there's a fun Easter egg coming to America. Mortimer and Randolph got money back in that one scene, and they're like, "We're back."
We're back, baby. That's right.
A lot of people do not know that was from Trading Places if they didn't watch that one, which was an awesome little tribute. But no,
wait. Safika, you saw random stuff. What?
Saw random stuff.
Hi, Diane.
Hi, Diane.
Safika says, I'm not worried. I saw random stuffs anyways. I'm like, wait, what?
Well, you are random stuff.
Oh, Ram. Yeah, you can't time me out. Come on the show and try that crap, Ram. I dare you. I triple dog dare you. Put me in timeout. There's only one person.
And Safka is correct. If the money's thrown at a project pays off, they're keen to take those gains. Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, that is very true.
That is very true. So we'll see. I don't know. I just hope they keep going the direction with Ryan Reynolds with this stuff.
Yeah.
Safka says, I'm sorry. I should have said, I say random stuff. It's okay. I know you say random stuff.
Oh, no. It's perfectly fine. I just wasn't sure what.
My chat has been weird the last couple nights, so I was like, hell if I know what the hell's going on here.
I wonder if anyone's already done this, or maybe I need to go back and do this. I wonder how many times in Deadpool and Wolverine he actually said maximum effort. I counted at least 5 times in that fight
Oh,
scene
you
at
got
the
to put in
beginning.
some maximum effort too.
That's right.
So, Mike, you have one
Yes.
article you wanted to talk.
What article? What
I'll answer this one.
about?
Safka, I wanted the Willow TV show to be good. I liked Warwick Davis myself, and I feel like Willow got the right end of the deal. I think Willow could have been really good with the right writers. I think the script was god awful, and some of the acting for those characters was just piss poor. And it's a shame because Willow is a great 80s movie. Fantastic movie. And, you know, it's a shame with Val Kilmer not being able to act or do that stuff because of, you know, his health. Because I loved him as Mad Mardigan. That was always so. That's the first role that I remember him from. Then Top Gun, then Batman, and then The Saint with Elizabeth Shue. I think it's Elizabeth Shue.
The one movie I remember him from, because it kind of pertains to my own life a little bit, even though I'm not as blind as he was in that movie, when he played the made for movie based on a true story of what was the name of the movie is At First Sight. It was Shel something. Not Shel Silverstein. It was something else, but it was about this blind guy. And I really I love At First Sight. That was a good film. All right, what was I supposed to talk about? What article was I talking about?
Yeah, I agree with the Safka. Well, TV series is amazingly bad that it's stunningly entertaining. Yeah, it was so bad that Disney even pulled it. I'm like, wow. But I don't remember Real Genius. All right, so Mike, you wanted to bring up AI news reporters.
Oh God, that bleeping story.
Yeah, so I'll let you cover that now, when I get to watch you now.
Oh God. So I watch.
I'm judging you.
And yeah. Everybody's judging me. I know. Thank you.
You said you wanted to cover it, so
yeah. So I saw this reel or this short or whatever on YouTube or Instagram. I follow Marquez Brownlee, MKBHD, and they did a story on their podcast, the Waveform podcast, where they talked about this AI news reporter thing, and I'm like, oh God, no. And they went through it on the podcast, and it's basically just an AI voice condensing news. Like if we went to Yahoo News or whatever, insert new comic book resources, wherever, to read a story about the next Indiana Jones film or the next Star Wars film or the next this, whatever. Basically, apparently, from what I gathered from the short in their test, it condenses all the articles and just reads them to you, but it doesn't quote the sources. It doesn't quote the sources. It doesn't take into effect whether the information is actually factual. It doesn't credit any of the writers. Watch that short. I think I sent it to you in your message.
You did send it to me. I just hadn't a chance.
Yeah, no.
That's scary.
It's fine. Yeah.
Because you want to talk about misinformation, disinformation, AI doing that? Holy crap. I mean, what was it, Google Gemini, their AI or something? I remember when they launched Gemini is the AI. I remember when they launched it, and some bad actors was messing with the code and screwed up a lot of that stuff, and that AI also didn't know the difference between 4chan jokes and Reddit jokes and serious discussions. Because I think it was one of them, the AI told somebody to go eat rocks or something, if I remember right. I'm like, what the hell?
Yes, something like that. I'm going to resend it here, and I'm going to play it really quick just so I know what it is. Remember, so I don't disinformation ourselves.
Yeah, make sure you mute your mic.
Okay, so Marquez Brownlee, MKBHD, it's a news reporter widget on his Apple Rotten Fruit iPhone home screen. That's what it is. Mm-hmm.
Oh, if it couldn't get worse with Apple, then they got that whole Patreon shit too.
It's summarizing a bunch of new news articles from various sources. It translates them to audio and then reads them to you in an AI voice.
That's not good. But yeah,
it says welcome. It says welcome to nothing news. That's what they're calling it.
Not good. Not good at all, Mike.
No. Oh, it's on his nothing phone, not his Apple phone.
Oh.
So this is basically Spotify DJ, but for news, and it doesn't cite sources.
Okay, so it has nothing to do with Apple. It has nothing to do with.
No.
Okay,
no.
That's
it's
for the audience because I was getting confused myself. I was like, "Are you talking Apple now, or are you talking?" So it's on a Spotify.
It's similar. No. It's not on Spotify. It's basically similar to Spotify DJ. Spotify DJ is the thing where you can let it play and it'll act like for your Spotify playlists, it'll act like there's an actual DJ even though it's AI.
So where the hell is it getting the news from then if they're using this AI and there's no control on it?
Well, that's what it says. That's what it says in the short. It says that what the news reporter widget does is it takes news articles from websites, condenses them, and reads them as an audio thing to you on your phone.
No,
you'll have to watch the short after the show, and you'll understand once you watch it. It's just another crazy AI thing, and I'm just like, no.
Savka says, "Why can't it read in Scarlett Johansson's voice?" Hell yeah, I will get any app with that one. Yes,
I know, right?
Yeah. Like, why couldn't we get it? Hey, Lucy, what's today's weather?
Yeah. I don't know. It was just something crazy, and I just was like, ooh, this would be a nice little thing to bring up on the show because it's AI related. And I understand there are some advantages to AI. I understand there are some work advantages to it to make things simpler. But my biggest thing with artificial intelligence, we have to control it. Well, there's that. We have to control it. It does not have to control us.
We have to control it. You're right. But at the same time, it's also the creator of it. The person behind the scenes doing this coding. Because the AI is only as good as the programmer.
Well, see, that's the thing. The programmer has released the artificial intelligence program, and the artificial intelligence is supposed to learn and get better and take over the world. We're supposed to teach it. Like, okay, you look at your Spotify playlists or your Spotify whatever stuff on Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
How many times do I listen to a Blackstone Cherry song versus a Creed song or versus a Eurythmics song or a Hall & Oates song or whatever?
Probably a lot.
Well, but my point is, in comparing all of those bands, Spotify is learning, and I'm teaching it by what I select to listen to. So it's learning that, hey, you've played 10 Blackstone Cherry songs today and only one Hall & Oates song today, so maybe we'll play Hall & Oates less and play Blackstone Cherry. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing about the AI.
That's an interesting question. That's a very interesting question. We can find out, Ram, right now. So let me see it. Actually, I'd rather it read stuff in Morgan Freeman's voice or James Earl Jones' voice. Hell yeah, either one. Yes.
Either one.
Yes, either one.
Luckily, I have my own narrator that I can just have her read stuff to me. So there's
well, you're biased.
She has actual intelligence. Damn right.
Okay, let's have some fun here. Okay.
That GPT.
Gotta make sure we can see it. Says I gotta do some tweaking on here to make sure this works. correctly. Okay. Bear with me. Bear with me, chat, because because Ram asked me a good question. So we're going to see if we can answer this question here. So I'm going to have to adjust the screen a little bit here. So bear with me just a second. No worries.
This is all happening live on YouTube, people.
Yeah, it's happening live. Okay. So the bottom of this. Whoa.
So, Ram, you ready for Die Hard 7, where it's not a Christmas movie? Safika says, careful, he's activated hack GPT.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Okay, here we go. ChatGPT has been activated.
All right.
Okay. Here. Flip back over to my chat. Okay, let's see. All right. When was Generation 1 Transformers? And can you cite the sources? Yes, it actually does cite the sources.
Yes, it does cite the sources. Ah, Chris McFeely. I love that guy.
Yep, there you go.
Chris McFeely on YouTube. He does Transformers the Basics. Anyone who doesn't know anything about Transformers that just wants the basic information, Chris McFeely, amazing dude. Yep. So yes, Ram, it does cite the sources.
Yeah, so let's see.
Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Please cite your sources.
There you go. Here we go. The debate over whether Die Hard is a Christmas has been ongoing for years. Arguments on both sides.
That's right.
Yeah. I didn't even cited it. Oh my god. Oh, it doesn't cite sources without asking. So if I were to ask this again.
Mm-hmm. Oh, interesting. I like the sources one better, though.
So it does not provide sources. Yeah, technically it'd be stealing from sources. It would just get an answer from other people's articles. Yeah, so it does not tell you the sources from this unless you ask for it. So what you'd have to do is you provide the sources, and then they provide
AV Club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to ask for the sources.
Yeah.
With ChatGPT.
Yeah.
So technically it'd be stealing from sources. It was just giving answers from other articles. So it's not telling you it pulled all this from these sources until you ask for it.
Oh, two Safikas. Did Andy Dufresne kill his wife and her lover? Cite your sources. Do the shot.
Okay, let me see if I can get that chat back up. YouTube disconnect, chat disconnected again. I don't know why. Oh, ever since they did something, things have been screwed up.
Here you go. I'll send you the message.
Okay.
I'll send you the message. 1 second. Give me. Oh, that's the wrong window. Oh boy.
I agree with you on that. Gaki. It would be interesting to see if it was pulling a direct quote.
Yeah, that would be interesting, Gaki.
Let's ask it. Are you pulling direct quotes or summarizing? It's summarizing the content research and articles on the debate The sources provide context, arguments, opinions from various perspectives, which have condensed into a balanced overview. If you need direct quotes from these articles, I can retrieve them through a deeper dive into specific content. Would you like that? So
it is. It's not. It's the artificial intelligence of ChatGPT is.
So
it's learning.
It looked at 2 sites right here. It went through 2 websites. It's linking them.
Yep.
And
so it is providing a good service. This is what I'm talking about with AI. This is the AI we need. This right here is what we need to be. Whatever with AI. Yes, that's good. Everything else, not so much.
All right, let's enter this. First Africa.
Yep.
Stephen King, and then
Frank Shawshank Redemption. Yep.
That's interesting. So if you ask it to cite its sources, you're going to get the sources, but otherwise it is summarizing. So
So it's still human intelligence asking for the question to be.
I am not asking that question. Holy shit.
No, Ram, bad Ram. Take your
Jesus.
Take your VPDs out somewhere else. Thank you. I had to figure out a way to say it without actually saying it. Thank you. All right.
Okay, let's see.
How far did Genghis
Khan cite sources?
Okay.
Let's just see. I'm curious. So if you're going to do it historically.
Yep. Of course. Check. Plan will make it up. Modern World, Crown 2004. Okay. Hey, look, I'm fine with this. This is cool. This is the cool part of AI for me right here, because it's not just stealing the stuff, it's giving you, and like you said, it's also linking to the certain stuff as well.
So it's so you can keep searching for sources here. And Gawky is correct. This must be a Nightmare Education. I wonder if they have detection software for this. Yeah, because here's the problem with this.
Yeah.
Okay, I hit my limit for now. But no, you have to sub for this, which is really good because this scrapes deep into the data. But this would wreck hell for if you're doing education and you want it. And I gave you a report that says, I want you to give me a report on Genghis Khan. Somebody could go here, get these books, and then try to use those books to summarize it, which is interesting. This book I do remember right here, Genghis Khan, His Life and Legacy, Blackwell, 1991, because I was a kid in 4th grade, and when I started reading on Genghis Khan and all that. And so that is an actual book.
Yeah, very cool.
Did ChatGPT write the screenplay and lyrics to Disney's Wish film? I can't ask any more questions, unfortunately.
Without paying for it.
Yeah, because we asked quite a bit.
Again, that's another thing that I'm liking. You can get a quote-unquote free trial of ChatGPT up to however many questions you asked, and then it'll say,
reset in 24 hours.
Well, then, and that's fine. Okay, that's even better. You essentially get how many? Can you scroll up and count how many questions you actually asked it? Just so you know.
I asked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay, so 9 questions every 24 hours. That's interesting to me, and that is very cool.
Well, you gotta think this is scraping down into the data. If you have ChatGPT 4.0, which I have actually had the privilege of messing with, it scrapes deep into the internet to look for everything. So it's a lot better version, kind of like how as the AI improves, the better scraping it gets to the bottom of the internet to find data.
This is what I mean about us using AI as a tool.
Yeah.
Us using it and us teaching it and us like you said, specifically saying, cite your sources, please.
But the thing with what Gaki's saying, on our submissions, we had to sign, we wrote every word of it. Wonder if they have a ChatGPT option. I remember back when I was in college and they were talking about Wikipedia. People were trying to copy and paste Wikipedia stuff for their report. That was easier to capture than this. Then, I mean, the only thing is, you would have to say, did you write this? And then if you say it, actually, I don't think I'm going to be able to. I think, let me try a new chat. Did you write this? The description is pretty accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Did you write this answer book? It didn't quite answer. Yeah.
I wrote that response for you. If you have any more questions, need further information, just let me know.
Yeah.
Okay, so at least it admits it. At least that's cool. I'm liking that.
Let me try this again. Let me try it.
My professor used to say it's not the amount of
there you go. Right there. Okay, here you go. I said, did you write this to me as a response? And I pasted it in. It says, yes, that's the response I provided earlier. If you're asking about the exact wording, it's consistent with the kind of information I'd provide against Kanda's Empire. If you need detailed breakdown or other questions, let me know. So, if you didn't trust one of your students, you could take a snippet of that, plug it in, and say, did you write this? But are you going to do that for every single graded paper? Are you going to... I mean, I don't know if you can do a ChatGPT to basically go through a whole document and say, did you write any of this? I don't know if you could. Because somebody said a while back you could use this to say, yes, I did write this. But I don't know how fine-tuned it is to do that.
I don't know. I guess for me at 44 years old, the reason why I think this is a good thing with ChatGPT now that I'm seeing it for myself in action, as you're saying, cite your sources and stuff, is because I already went through school. I don't have to worry about citing sources in papers and things. I mean, obviously we have to cite sources here on the show and stuff and then podcasts and things like that, and that's fine. And we can always do that. But what are you doing now? Why did they discontinue Transformers Season 3? Oh, God. It was, don't do that. Why are you?
Yeah, so it's providing pretty close information. They just continued in Season 3 in the United States, nice due to decline in popularity, toys and merchandising, which we knew that.
Yeah, it was toys and merchandising, but it was also that Sunbow was kind of running out of money at the time. Like literally, I remember, so I have this interview from 2010 with the late great David Wise, writer of The Rebirth, the 3-part Season 4. Rebirth was supposed to be 5 parts. They cut it down because they were running out of money at Sunbow Productions.
Yeah. So basically, this provided a very accurate answer. Now, if I say, cite the sources, it's providing places to go.
Hold on. Visual history, yep. Okay, so the second source there, the Bill Forster and Jim Sorensen book, yep, I've read that book. Complete Collection by Bob Budiansky. Yep. So that works. That's cool.
Yeah, Mike, this is the reason I did it, because you would be the expert on this. That's why you're TFG1 Mike. So this proves that, yes, it is scraping from all the data, books, and information it has on the internet.
It's amazing the difficulty I have with it when people don't know. It's that's true. But again,
let's see what
people
it says
should
here.
know.
Good answer. Very good answer.
Okay. Oh, interesting. But people should know it's so gawky. People should know it's AI because if they go to the website, like they're not expecting to talk to a person.
Yep, this is actually a very good response, because I asked, is Romance of the Three Kingdoms a historical or historical? Because there is fiction elements in it and there is history in it. There's a mixture of both, and it provided a really good breakdown of it, and then it gave me cites of the sources, which are some of these that I have actually read. So, so yes.
ChatGPT for the win. I'm still not going to use it, but ChatGPT for the win.
Correct, Gawky. It's pulling from the internet. All hard copy literature is not part of the data set. I got higher grades for creative use of literature. This won't be original. No, but here's something that I would use it for. If I didn't know about this book, or this book, or this book, I'd go to my library and check them out.
Absolutely.
I'd go to the library and check these out, and then read them to see if I get better information. So, like, I could even say, right, even more sources than these. So if I do this, it's providing even more books.
So Gawky, it's a roadmap. It's a place to lead you to things. It's not an end all be all.
And I would definitely read, go to the library and say, hey, can you find me some of these books?
Absolutely.
Because then I would read them myself to do my paper. This is what the tool should be for, is to point me some books that are on this subject that I can read. And that's, in my opinion, that's what this tool should be used for. And then you go do the legwork at the public library or order it online. Go to the library, because this is where I think this tool is really handy if you're doing any type of scholarly work. Find the books that it recommends, and even, or a list of them. Like I could ask, it gave me 10 more on top of the list that I have up here. So, I mean, this isn't a bad thing.
No, this is not a bad thing. And I didn't think ChatGPT was, because I knew that they were constantly improving it, and I've talked to other people who have used it, other than just seeing the test that you've done here tonight. And this is cool. I'm digging and again, like I said to Gawky a minute ago, it's a roadmap. It's a you start the adventure here, and then you continue the adventure by going to your local library or going to your local bookstore and either checking out and borrowing books, or checking out and
it pulled a very good snippet of the Sengoku period, which is another one that I love and I'm very familiar with, which was the military conflict and political fragmentation, which is here, and how Tokugawa became the shogunate, and that lasted for many centuries. It gave a cliff note of this after the death of Oda Nobunaga and the rise of Toyotomi Hideyoshi and all that. So this has a good breakdown, but I wanted more information on it. So then it provided me these books. That is true, Gawky. I started this discussion with my example of using AI for journalism, and that isn't how they used it. They used it as an end in its own right, not a jumping off point. Yeah, that is true. That's true. That is true. Comparing his AI that he was talking about to this is true. I mean, I don't think this AI is capable of it. You give me recent news in
United States.
Oh,
Whatever.
United States. There we go. I'm trying to think of something. Yeah, you're right, Gawky. I am using this way more ethically, but that's just I admit that's my brain.
But again, Gawky, that's the way it should be used.
Yeah.
Is ethically, not unethically.
Because I've done so much research since I was a kid on history. I'm a big history nerd, guys. I'm gonna admit this. But even in college, I did a lot more research. This would have been a good tool for me if I used it ethically and wasn't plagiarized and everything. That's the scary thing. But ChatGPT is admitting that they wrote it, so that's good. But it won't provide me all the topics, but it does recommend NBC News, BBC News, Washington Post, CNN, New York Times. Well, it's already been discredited because it's, it says CNN. Well, we can't trust CNN or Washington Post. I mean, I don't know about that. But New York Times sometimes isn't bad. NBC News sometimes isn't bad. BBC News sometimes isn't bad. But it's like, that's not what I was looking for. But it sent me here. So it's not scraping the news. Let us try this.
Yeah.
Any news on Disney as of this week? Let's try this. It's just going to link me to sources. It's not going to pull the news together.
So it's going to link you to those articles and you have to go. But again, I like that though, because it's not just giving you the answer. It's showing you where to go to get your
And you know
answers.
what? I didn't even ask it to cite sources this time.
Yep, it just did it.
Yeah, so we answered some questions. It will cite places to go to get news. I never asked for it this time around. And kind of think of it right here too. Can you give me recent news in the United States? I didn't ask for site sources. It just told me some news resources to go to.
Yep.
So it looks like it cannot be, this version of it, unlike what the one Mike's talking about, isn't manipulated. Yeah, it's learning. Yeah, so you guys, you're right, Gawky. You're learning in real time, seeing the AI learn what I'm looking for.
Yeah, exactly. And I agree with what he says.
Test is how old is Genghis Khan? Okay, this time it did not cite sources.
Okay. Well, yeah. But again, what Gawky is saying, where he says, I am arguing for the ethical use of these technologies. I 100% agree with you.
All AI should be used ethically. There should never be anything that is unethical with the tools.
Yep, I agree.
But Gawky is correct. It is adapting.
Yep.
So it is learning my questions, what I'm looking for. So... Yeah, it's not going to be perfect because AI is not perfect. But
no. I'm not expecting it to be perfect at all. But like we've said and like we've found out, it's learning as we've gone through
if I
this.
wanted to say, give me a YouTube title that will attract the CEO algorithm for Project Zomboid, which Lake Adventures that will appeal to an audience to click. Give me 20 titles. So it didn't give me 20. Oh, never mind. It gave me 20. It was thinking about it.
It just took time.
So you can use this because what it's doing is it's scraping into looking in the search title for YouTube, what people are clicking on stuff. So here is some title ideas that might work. Why am I letting AI do all your streams now? I am not.
No.
I am computer. I am robot.
I am a robot. Bing bong, bing bong. No, Savica.
No.
There will be no robot voice here tonight.
Give SEO tags for this. So, like, you can do this if you wanted to throw in your SEO tags. So what it's doing is it's doing all the research for you, but it's not perfect. This is not perfect at all. In fact, a lot of these I would disagree with because you're not going to hit it, but it's trying its best to pull statistics, data, all that. So that's what's cool about this. I mean, it's a good tool to use.
Yeah, it's a tool to use. You give it a query, and it gets you on the roadmap of where you eventually want to go. Like you said, with the whole citing sources stuff, and it cites the books and stuff where you can go to read about Genghis Khan. You can go check that book out at the library today, or you can go buy it online somewhere or whatever. It's a roadmap to learning. That's cool to me, and I agree with that.
Yeah, it's a good roadmap.
Said, he wants to hold it accountable.
Yeah.
For ethical use. And obviously we are.
But if an AI is just pulling around stuff from 4chan and Reddit and stuff, that scares me. And that's the problem with what Gemini was doing too. It was pulling stuff off Reddit and some of those other places.
Yeah, I'm about to, once I can't talk anymore. Once we close the show out tonight, I'm actually going to be looking at several of Google's videos that they did from their presentation, so I can see what's going on with Google right now, since I am a Pixel person.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Reddit to me is not a source.
No.
Reddit to me is the same as what Wikipedia used to be. And Wikipedia kind of still is. It's user generated crap.
Mm-hmm.
And Wikipedia has gotten better over the years, and they have cited sources. But I would never go to Reddit for the first story. I would never give you a Reddit article say, "Ooh, I have a story about insert what your favorite thing here is."
I would be so mad at you. It wouldn't even be funny if you gave me something like that.
Well, you'd probably kick me off the show and bring Ruggles back.
Yeah, I probably would, because I'd be like, dude. I'd be like, dude, what the hell is this crap? I don't want this, because I want accuracy on the show. I want that. I mean, it's not like,
and that's why we went through
when we say allegedly on stuff or whatnot, because we don't have the facts on stuff. Yep. We heard rumors, but we can't substantiate the rumors, and we clarify that if we do talk about a subject, we do not have certain facts on, because that's how we operate. Is we only tell what we know. If we don't know it, then we don't know it. And sometimes I can say I don't know it, but I can find you the answer. Other times I can't find you the answer. It just depends on the situation. Mm-hmm. And that's 100%. What we do. But absolutely. No, I think we covered quite a bit tonight. If you guys have any last questions for tonight, happy to answer. And I guess I will throw in, because I'm proud of this. Let me flip back over here. Hold on.
Uh-oh. What's he doing, folks?
It's nothing bad. I gotta find it here.
Right.
Oh, except for that, I don't know why it's doing that. Analytics. Damn you, analytics! I don't want anybody to see that. Wow.
He broke it.
Oh well. You know what?
He doesn't want you to see his naughty bits.
You know what's funny about that is what's his name? Spiffing Brett had that up, and he was showing how to break YouTube once. It was funny. Using that screen, it was hilarious. Really funny guy. I like his work. Let me find it here.
Remember, folks, the only Beastie Boys that matter are the ones that were the musicians.
Okay, so I'm gonna share this one because why not?
Dare I say, why not?
Marty McFly. Yeah, we're not gonna ask that one.
How did Marty McFly? Oh.
So, like I said, this guy has had massive influence over my life. He's part of the reason why I like doing content creation. I want to inspire and help others, and there it is.
Nice, dude. That's awesome. That has to be part of the final thumbnail. You got to put that in the thumbnail for this video. Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah, I was so happy to be able to have this photo with him. I do have one more funny one. So I wanted the choke pose, right?
Oh no.
And
of course you did.
Just because that, that's part of the whole stick.
Well, then you should use that as the thumbnail.
No, I can't do that one, but I mean, I'll still play it for you guys. His poor hand couldn't get around my neck. His poor hand.
Oh, well, close enough.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. That's awesome.
No, it was honestly meeting somebody that you've looked up to for a lot of decades and being exactly what you expected, a down-to-earth guy that's really friendly, witty. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling.
Cool, yeah.
And
I'm glad y'all had fun.
I needed it after my car being basically attempted, stolen, destroyed.
You
and
needed
all
something
the bad
to
crap
fully
happening.
distract, yeah.
I want to say it regrounded me.
Yeah.
It regrounded me and
made you
refocus back on what I want to do, which is work on the show, entertain you guys, have fun, make you guys laugh, do silly things when we can, talk about, sometimes we may not talk about the happiest stuff, but if anything, I can torture Mike for you guys when I talk about Disney Plus. I mean, this thing.
Hey, I pay for Disney Plus yearly. I pay the yearly subscription.
Yeah, and if you slip and fall on the ice at Disneyland, well, guess what?
But see, that's the thing, dude. I'm a homebody. I'm a recluse. I'm a shut-in. I don't leave. If I have to leave my apartment, the chickens is coming home to roost, y'all. Because if I don't have to leave, I don't leave. And yeah, you're never gonna. So here's the thing. Like, there's nothing that Disney could put in I'm gonna say Walt Disney World specifically, because I don't care about going to California. Yeah. I went to California in 2016. It was okay, but it was whatever. Walt Disney World, there's nothing that they could put in there that I absolutely have to go and be there to have an experience. I already had my Disney experiences when I was a kid, and I'm perfectly fine sitting here at home paying $150 a year for Disney Plus, watching all the ad-free content I want.
Yeah.
Shows that are like, okay, so the last thing I'll say really quickly about Disney Plus, and I understand why it's not on there, but I wish it was. And it's not, the actor did kill himself, but Lee Thompson Young played Jet Jackson. The famous Jet Jackson television show is not on Disney Plus, but every other Disney Plus, every other Disney Plus teen type show is on there. I wish Disney would put the famous Jet Jackson on their service. The other one that has nothing to do with anything sad or anything else, cartoon. Perfectly fine cartoon. Actually, it's my favorite Snow White cartoon because it has nothing to do with Snow White whatsoever. A 7D with Billy West, with Maurice LaMarche, with Kevin Michael Richardson. The 7D had 2 seasons. It is not on Disney Plus, and it makes no sense to me. Disney Plus has been out for 5 years now.
You know
and the
what?
7D is not on there.
I'll do a special one since we haven't done a show in a while. Let me confirm this.
Uh-oh, he's confirming stuff, people. Be afraid. Be very afraid. What are you confirming now, Massa? Confirm, deny.
Okay, I'm looking at, I see a lot of this on X today.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
A lot of
We'll cover
on
it.
X.
We'll cover it.
Oh no.
We'll cover
What
it.
is this? What? I can't Twitch anymore.
So apparently, if you guys have, well, you all have social security numbers, but if you're in the United States, make sure that you're paying attention to your credit report or consider locking your social security number or whatever you do. I found 15 news sources from Verge, Fox, CNET, Seattle, LA Times, News Nation, everywhere. And I saw it on X all day today. And I bet, LA Times even has it, all this. Apparently, they think about 2.7 billion records were leaked to the darknet. Which they believe almost every American social security number and addresses may have been stolen in the hack.
Oh God,
so
that's crazy.
Monitor your credit, your social security. I remember this shit during Equifax. I was one of the people during Equifax that got my stuff compromised, and all those bastards did was say, "Oh well, we can offer you LifeLock for a year, for 1 year." When it's a lifetime, you can't change your social security number. It's stuck with you forever. And 1 year. How about a lifetime service because you screwed up? But I don't know all the details on it. Apparently, it was a government facility that potentially got breached. So keep an eye on your guys' social security, I guess, because
yes, keep an eye on it.
I told my mom about it earlier, but I said I just saw it on X. I just wanted to confirm it too before I said anything, but there's not much you can do other than watch it. Does that mean the U.S. government, if it's the U.S. government's screw up, I don't know who screwed it up. I haven't dived too deep into it. Does that mean the government's going to pay for us all to have a lifetime supply of LifeLock?
Probably not. Probably not.
It's like, see, and that's the problem with today's technology. You run the risk of this, and companies, governments, all that do not keep up on the new ways to prevent your computer from getting hacked, software, anything like that. You don't get that prevention, you don't get that protection anymore. And then you find yourself in this situation where it's like, what the hell happened? And, the reason I tell everybody to look at your credit reports and everything is just make sure you're protected. Make sure your deed's still in your house is still in your name. Make sure, check, make sure nobody's erroneously borrowed money on your house, things like that, because it's getting worse out there. And wasn't trying to have too much negativity, but that is something I feel like it's safe to say, because some people may not pay attention. But the best thing you can do is check your credit report consistently. I do believe you can lock your social security so you can't open a credit card or anything, which is more than likely what bad guys will do with this. They'll try to open credit cards accounts so they can steal money. And then unfortunately, then they try to keep you on the hook for all that debt, which is sometimes hard to fight.
Yes, it is.
So, just be safe as much as you can out there with it. It's You know,
Absolutely.
the biggest thing that aggravates me, Mike.
Negative.
The biggest thing that aggravates me, Mike, is internet security is supposed to be the most important thing with these companies, and they still screw it up.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They still screw it up somehow. And what aggravates me, if it's a corporation, like Equifax, and their whole deal is to monitor your social security and your credit, all that, even though most of us don't bother with it. But even if you don't sign up for a credit card in your life, you're still going to have a report and all that. The problem with that is some people don't like that they have that much information on you stored somewhere. So then they have a lack of incompetence on their internet security. Then you're in trouble. It's stupid. And I agree, Ram. Funny, they're trying to push everyone paperless money and this happens. Agreed. If you cannot keep your internet stuff secure, you cannot keep your business stuff protected, what good is some of this stuff?
Yep. And again, most of these, I don't know, because I don't do data, whatever, but like some of these data breaches that I've heard about over the years, how did that happen? It wasn't the artificial intelligence machine that did it. Somebody pressed the wrong button. Like,
the number one cause for it right now, Mike? Because we have to deal with it at my job and everything else. Phishing. Okay. Or fake websites or stuff. Or people changing the email address to make it look like it's from the company, but it's really some Gmail or some other account. And then they've got you, because unless you look at when you reply or anything, you're not going to see it. So they're faking their email address. And how a lot of this stuff's happening is if you don't think it's a phishing, or you think it's from somebody, you click this link, takes you somewhere. Well, you just got a keylogger, or you got some type of thing on your computer, and they've got access to it. Hell, my local municipality had a ransomware, wiped out their whole system, and within the government. Damn. Water department was shut down for 3 months.
Oh wow!
And even also hit my medical, where my doctor's at. So it wasn't even just government. It hit them, and it was literally because somebody wasn't smart enough to know this looks suspicious, or they didn't follow the signs. Because a lot of times people get super lazy with it. They just say, "Oh, it's an email." I remember there's plenty of times at my job where I've had to reach out to IT in the middle when we had other executives that were older and they really didn't know what they were doing. They just forwarded me the email, and I'm like, do you guys just realize? So next thing you know, I'm forwarding the email to IT and says, I need you to lock everybody's computers, mine too, scan everything now. And a lot of times it's a Trojan or whatever. And
I report everything.
And Gaki says the human factor of security. Maybe AI will be able to create a closed system for data fortresses. Who knows? I don't know. But AI may be a way to combat data breaches. I don't know. It's crazy though. I can't. I could expect it with a multi-billion-dollar company because they want to be lazy and save money. But if it's a government facility,
that's questionable.
That frustrates the hell out of me, because it's like we're stuck with our social security numbers.
Yep.
So all we can do is monitor our credit, monitor this, or out of our own pocket in a time where money's tight already, go buy LifeLock. It's stupid. But I guess I'll tell you what.
Go buy a subscription to LifeLock for 1 year.
Well, I imagine LifeLock's probably right now just being hammered with business.
Oh, I would not
just to monitor it. It's crazy.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it at all.
It's just frustrating because we want to go to digital everything, and then this happens, and this proves why digital only goes so far.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
I want to thank. Good.
so, you know,
yeah,
I figured I'd cover that. Plus, also disclaimer. So those that haven't heard the news, you like I said, advise you to monitor, your information. I wouldn't panic.
Check your stuff.
Don't panic. And here's the thing: don't panic. This happens more often than you think. I mean, it's happened to me 4 or 5 times. Hell, I've had hell. My Ticketmaster messaged me and said my account got compromised. A whole bunch of them got compromised, so they knew my account password and card number and everything, and so I had to change everything. It's just the nature of the beast, but yeah, pain in the ass. But stay safe out there. Stay smart. Remember one thing. Sorry, Mike. I know you're trying to close out. Watch your emails. Make sure you don't click on anything suspicious. If it's too good to be true, it probably is too good.
Probably is, yeah. I always, if I don't recognize the email address, or if I recognize it as, oh, this is not something I need to open, I don't even open it. I immediately go to those 3 dots and on Gmail, and I just say report spam block address every single time. Every time.
Yep.
Want to say thank you to everybody who came out tonight. Safika, Ram, Ivan, Gawky, thank you guys for watching. It's been a blast. I think tonight's show was really good, and it was a lot of fun.
It's always a lot of fun, and I appreciate you guys, and thank you for coming back to Return of the Dragon's Lair, because this dragon has not had a very good last couple of weeks as far as balancing things, and I know Mike loves doing this as much as I do. I love talking with you guys and kind of covering some of these interesting topics, even though it's sometimes outside the scope of gaming. But with all good things, we got to have a little bit of talk show and fun.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's a talk show, and it's Kai Dragon Media. It's not specifically Kai Dragon Gaming. It's media, and gaming is a part of media. And yes, that's the central thing that you do. But, I mean, we didn't even cover everything that's going on with Elon. My God, let's not even get.
Yeah, we haven't covered that. There's so much stuff. We'd be here for more hours, or we'd be doing, like 10-minute videos 3 times a day. So not happening. Also, be sure to check out Kai Dragon Gardening and Cooking if you're interested in gardening, and eventually there will be some cooking stuff on there. Right now, the gardening's been a heavy push just because it is gardening season. It's not too late to start gardening if you are interested. You still got
too late to plant those cucumbers and ripen those tomatoes.
Yep, you still got about 2.5 months. So there's always time. So definitely check out Kai Dragon Gardening Cooking if you haven't yet. With that, I originally was going to do a second stream tonight, but considering it is almost 11 o'clock Eastern now, and that means I would have to have a strict time to sleep. We will not be, so in turn there still will be a stream tomorrow. I have 2 choices that I will be doing, and we'll kind of go from there, and got some plans for this channel too. Hey, this is a good show. I enjoyed working and talking with each and every one of you. With that, I bid you all a great night. Sleep well when you get there, and till next time. Peace.
Nice. Wasn't trying to not have you not do stream.
I'm still streaming.
Oh, of course you are. 3, 2, 1, go.